All right, folks, welcome back to another fantastic edition of Opali Presents Know Your Pros. Today's guest, we have John Koskinen of Capital Mortgage Services. Capital is a direct mortgage lender here in Ventura. They've been in business for over 30 years, and John is one of their officers at the business. He is your guy that you want to talk to if you're looking to get plugged in with a new mortgage, with these relationships would come with that process. It's a tough one, but John makes it really simple, and I'm thrilled to have him as a guest today. John, thanks for being with us, man.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, Henry. It's an honor. I remember when we first tried this video, and you guys have really refined things since then. So I'm honored to be a part of it.
Thanks, John. I figured we owed it to you, man, that we get you on when we've had 50 or 60 of these videos under our belt so that we could really drive what you do at your business home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for coming back and being with us, man. I go through a lot of why questions here on Know Your Pros. I ask, why is it somebody should call you guys? Why this industry? But we're talking mortgages here. And, it's sort of a mystifying sort of realm for guys like me who are younger millennials or maybe middle-aged millennials, I don't even know, who are trying to buy a home for the first time. And what you guys do at Capital is obviously, pretty simple to digest. You guys are mortgage lenders, but there's a difference that I kind of sense with what you offer at your firm. And we'll get into that in a sec. But I guess, before we kind of get into it, give us a little bit of a shakedown of what we're seeing in the market today. I mean, I don't want to harp on rates because those are always fluctuating. The Fed's always hiking them, but give us kind of your breakdown of what you're seeing broader in Ventura at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. So in terms of rates, they are up from where they were when they were historical lows, last year and the year before, which was really surprising to see how low they even got. And I think the problem right now is that buyers and sellers have sticker shock because they were, in the high twos and the low threes, and now we're in the sixes and the sevens. So it's, shot up pretty significantly, but I don't think that should discourage any buyers because they're actually still historically low. I think, a mid seven is like the last 50 years average. I mean, I was looking at a chart and they go all the way up to 18%. So I think if we were to ask a few of our parents, they would say that they remember when rates were much higher. So I would say things are going to be slowly getting better for the rest of the year. I think the Fed noted that they're going to pause potentially the next rate hike, which will be good. And hopefully that will drive some more inventory and rates will kind of settle down a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it's important to point out that historically we've seen, rates nearly at 20%, which is absurd to think about right now. But in terms of tempering expectations, I think that we're seeing that as a little bit more palatable, at least today. What you do at Capital is neat because you guys enable this sort of American dream, and I always want to ask for my second question, why in the mortgage business? Like, what kind of attracted that to you? Why'd you get into this whole game?
Yeah, well, I got into this because I've been in real estate for about 7 years now, and I kind of learned the importance of using debt to make smart real estate decisions. And I wanted to, join an industry that enables home ownership and investments and for people to really, feel comfortable in a place that they live. And that's the nice thing is that we have, 30-year fixed mortgages. So, depending on your situation, you have that kind of peace of mind that that's what your payment's going to be like for the next 30 years if you want to stay in that home.
Right, and you specialize in all sorts of different types of loan products as well. I mean, like we've had guests on here who do VA loans, specifically. I'm looking at your one sheet right now. You've got all kinds of different products. I mean, like in terms of what is most popular for you right now and what you like to see, what is that for you?
Yeah, I think one of our favorites is definitely the first time home buyer because that gets us exciting when we see people that have never owned a home before get into one and helping them review the documentation to be able to allow them to submit an application for their first home. Sorry about that, is something that's really exciting to us. And a lot of times they have a lot more questions, and our experience really goes a long way with helping first time home buyers. So that's one of our favorite borrowers to work with.
Well, and I think it's so fun because before we started shooting this thing, you mentioned too that you have a massive team behind you. You've got transaction assistants, um, loan assistants, all sorts of different people who are going to enable this process to be that much easier for the first time home buyer. And then, what capital brings to the table too is that you guys really smooth that process out. Whereas if you're dealing with somebody from out of town, you're not going to get that. I mean, in the mortgage world or any business world, anybody can say, well, we really care about our service, or, well, we really think that, what we do makes a huge difference. But to you guys, I mean, like, it sounds like you've got a very well-oiled, very hyper local machine, which really helps folks out. I mean, is that a good characterization there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've been in business for a really long time, and having like a local office to be able to go into and, meet face to face with your loan officer, it really goes a long way. And we definitely go the extra mile for our clients and have a good team of support that supports us loan officers and, helps really smooth out the loan application and closing process when you're in the middle of a transaction.
Right. The process, especially for first time buyers, is kind of a sticky one. It's a little bit scary. Maybe give us a good story before we kind of wrap this up of somebody's dream that you've enabled, maybe in this last quarter or maybe in this last week.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm helping an application right now for a nurse and her new husband, and they are interested in purchasing a home here in Ventura County, and they've never owned a home before. So, the first thing we did was we went through all the documentation, and I was able to help her get that organized. And then we, submitted or like kind of went through a application and kind of organized a pre-approval, and then we work with the agent, and then she kind of passes off to the real estate agent who kind of helps her find the right home. And eventually when they find that home, then we can initiate the loan process and have hope for a smooth closing, which we usually get.
Well, yeah, and you talked too about like hoping for a smooth closing, and I think that's good to say. I mean, that's what you guys are usually getting. But even if you start dealing with somebody who's not maybe right there or able to kind of jump or pounce at that very moment, you're a good guy to talk to like from the outset, just so that we can get all of our ducks in a row as we get down that line, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there could be one thing where if you pay down your credit card, or you like, let's say you have multiple cards and you pay down one of your credit cards slightly, then your credit goes up. And then that even enables you to, purchase a home that's much more, not much more, but more expensive. And that could open a huge or a wider array of homes available to you because were able to better your file, like better your situation as a buyer and borrower.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and getting that stuff lined up and having somebody to kind of guide that process along the way. Everybody knows that you got to be paying off your credit card bills. We got to have a good credit score in order to qualify for a great loan at a good rate. But you seem kind of like the guru, the man who you want to talk to before anything else.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, like I said, I take pride in this. I'm a real estate owner myself. We have a loan currently on the property that I own, so it's it means a lot to me, and love to go the extra mile for our clients
Yeah,
and realtor partners too.
yeah. Well, that's great. And John, I mean, I get that sense from you, man. I mean, you're a good dude. You're actually a friend of mine here in Ventura, and I don't just believe in what you're delivering to first-time home buyers and anybody else who's looking for a loan product, but I mean, I really think that you're generally a fantastic dude to know, and one that you want to start your process with. If you're that person, if you're a real estate agent looking for a loan officer partner, capital, it's the way to go. So,
Yeah, definitely.
I could show off your cool little one pager that I got from you in the street the other day, with the headshot on it. But in case folks want to see something online, where they can find you, the business, how they can get in touch with you, give us that shakedown.
Yeah, definitely. So you're more than welcome to call, text, email me. My cell is 805-450-1999. I actually chose that for being a cool number. And then my email is john.k@mycmsloans.com. And I'm also on social media at your mortgage expert with one E. So mortgage expert with one E right there, and post a lot of good videos and some good content on the loan world and myself in general.
Beautiful. Folks, I'm a follower. I don't know why you're not yet. Anything that John just mentioned, though, is going to be in the description of this video. So check it out. Click on all of his links. Engage with a guy, a dude who is local here to Ventura County, and a fun dude to follow. I've been loving your new video series, what you're doing when you're not writing loans, John. I think it's pretty fun, man.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to like give more of a personal side of myself and not just be, every post be about rates or the industry in general to kind of mix that up.
Right, right. Well, yeah, man. I mean, and that's part of the reason why we shoot this series. We want folks to know their pros before they engage with somebody, kind of get a sense of authenticity, a little sense of humanity before they go out and do something huge for their home or for their life. And I'm really happy that we got that opportunity to do this again with you, John. So until next time, man, we'll have to shoot a part 3.
Yeah, thank you so much, Henry. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And yeah, please feel free to reach out if you're looking for a loan or have any questions.